a fan on or something? Someone has a fan on?
Nah, that might just be my laptop
Oh, okay.
blasting.
It's fine if it is. It kept what is that thing over smoking? It's steaming up.
Yeah, it's ancient, bro.
All right, how do I full screen this thing? There we go. We are rolling on the audio, and YouTube is live, my dudes. What's up, guys?
What up, what up?
All right, so on my right, we got Brad. What's up, Brad?
How's it going?
Hell yeah. And we got Ryan on the left. Cheers, buddy.
What's up?
All right, so how I wanted to start this off was, how did you two meet?
Acorns.
Oh, nice.
Skating acorns, yeah.
That spot, why is it called Acorns?
It's full of shit that you run over and die.
That's
Most of them are acorns.
That's where the name came from?
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, it is. They fall out of the tree, man. It's like the worst.
Sick. But you guys are just both skating there? What, did you skate into them?
Yeah. So, no, like, I had a place, I lived across the street, so that was, like, my spot.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, and so I met our filmer, Josh, there, and then Brad was skating with some homies, and we saw him at another street spot, and then, I don't know, I guess we just linked up. What did we link up at the Vans premiere after that?
I think so, yeah. Like, there was a Propeller premiere downtown.
Oh, nice.
And then, like, exchanged information and then just started, like, linking up on the weekends and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's rad, man. So you guys just met, started skating. How do you get your way to starting a brand together?
Just talking shit, like, and it actually happened.
It's so true.
Yeah, Ryan had, like, a little thing going on for a while, and I had, like, the idea of starting a skateboard company since I was, like, 15, and I, like, just threw it out there, and he kind of bounced back, like, seemed somewhat interested, so I was like, oh, shit, this might actually be a thing, and then probably, like, a year or so later, it actually happened.
How old are you, Brad?
I just turned 33, actually.
Hell yeah. And Ryan, you're about to be 33?
Yeah, in October.
That's sick. Well, let's start with Ryan. How'd you get into skating originally?
Oh, shit. All right, well, typical story. I got a Walmart type board first. It wasn't from Walmart. It was from Big Five. I don't know if you know what Big Five is out in Cali.
Yeah. Big box store.
Dude, it was like a Jack in the Box board. Like, it was like the same graphics as like the fast food place.
Nice.
So my dad got me that, and so like, I don't know, it sounds kind of weird, but I grew up in New Zealand, so totally random, but I was coming back and forth to Cali to visit my dad. So I got that board first, and then I brought it back to New Zealand, and I was skating with my next door neighbor, and he was tripping on the board, and he gave me a bunch of shit for it.
He was right.
And,
he was right to. It was a piece of shit.
Yeah, like he knew, like even in New Zealand, like he knew that was whack. So the next time I visited my pops, he took me to a swap in Orange County there in Newport Beach, and I got like a full setup, and that was like my first full setup.
So
I was like 10 years old, I think. So.
Were you born in New Zealand?
No, we're not here. I was born in the States, and then I moved when I was 9.
Nice. What's it like living there? Same shit or what?
I mean, it's different, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty chill.
My brother's out in Australia. He's in Adelaide.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he likes it out there. Bunch of kangaroos, though.
Yeah, Australia's sick.
Right. Brad, how'd you get your first board?
Oh, man. I guess I was, like, probably 13 or 14, like, middle school age. Played a lot of baseball and basketball, and I used to always like walk home from school and see these like kids skating curbs and like jumping downstairs and stuff, like little shit, like three stairs and stuff. And it's like, man, that looks way better than like hanging out in these tight ass pants and like swinging a bat at a ball. Like, I don't know, like I would always just like I would look at them every day and somehow got my hands on a CCS catalog, I guess, which is probably the story of a lot of people our age.
For sure.
And then just like pestered my dad and like offered to do every chore possible, and he eventually bought me a skateboard out of the catalog.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was like a roll board with world wheels and like Fury trucks. I just like remember it. It was dope though. It was hype.
Oh, I forgot about Fury.
Yeah. They didn't last very long, but
No, I rode a few pairs when I rode for Birdhouse, because I would go into Blitz Distribution, and that was Fury Trucks, Hookup, Baker, Birdhouse, and some clothing brand. I can't remember the name, but I would grab some Furies occasionally, and they always went pretty quick.
yeah.
But I forgot about those.
But yeah, so that was kind of my start.
That's rad. Yeah, CCS was definitely a. I remember cutting out the graphics and gluing them onto like clay skateboards I would make, and like bake them in the oven and like glue the graphics on and make little skateboards and have toothpicks with the fucking bead wheels and shit, like arts and craft.
That's fucking tight.
That's sick. Your first board was a world board.
Yeah.
How?
I've been actually looking for the same graphic. I can't find it, but one day.
Which graphic?
It was a Devilman graphic, and he was like coming out like on stage with the spotlight on him. Like,
yeah.
Super like generic world graphic for that time, but
shit. If I see it, I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure, that'd be tight.
How long did your piece of shit Walmart board last, Ryan? Or Big Five? I'm sorry, Big Five.
Yeah. So I remember the school next door. I used to try to like acid drop the 5 stair, like just go real fast.
Nice.
Like I wouldn't ollie it, and because I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? The kid next door was just like, just go real fast at it. And then I remember it just hit the ground so many times it just fucking like delammed or some shit. I remember, and I couldn't skate it. I basically couldn't skate until the next time I went to the States.
Yeah, those boards are so conflicting to me, because like I can get that, like if a kid's super hyped on skating at like, you know, a young age, and you don't want to spend like $150 or something as a parent, you're gonna like want to get that like cheaper deck from whatever, because it's like the money. But dude, it almost turns them off because they don't even roll that well. Like you really can't even, you can barely learn the basics on those things, you know? It's insane.
So so I was encouraged to play sports. My stepdad was like real big into rugby and cricket, so like he wanted me to do that. And so I love skateboarding, right? But in New Zealand, a full setup is about $300 to $350.
Gnarly.
Or it was when I was growing up. So there's no way in hell he was buying me a full setup.
Yeah,
so I went to the States, and then I got my first full setup. Like, he ended up buying me boards later on, but like,
yeah. Well, rugby and cricket, I imagine you got to go to school to play those, right? So in the long run, it would have costed a lot, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you had to spend money on that as well. But,
were you? Did you ever play those sports?
Yeah.
Any good?
I played it. I mean, I was alright.
Dude, Brad said no.
No, he just kept picturing me playing it. Like he sees me as a different person.
You'd have to have a uniform on, right? Like.
Yeah. Short shorts and all this shit, dude. For rugby, at least, and then cricket, you wear all white.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fresh, though. Yeah. Be getting grass stains all over those things real fast.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I used to play basketball when I was younger, and baseball. I was a catcher, and I liked it because that's just one big game of catch with like, you're always in the game, basically, you know? And then, because all the sports, my whole thing was I hated waiting to get in the game or, like, having to take turns and shit. I just want to play. Like, fucking, they're, like, making you wait. I'm chomping at the bit. And basketball, I was way too hyperactive, man. Like, I was just, like, kicking the ball over the place and shit, but it was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
So let's get into Highwater. Where'd that name come from, and how'd you guys, like, when did it officially start, your skate brand?
I think we received the first batch of like boards June of 2016.
Nice.
So about 2 years ago now.
Wow, it's been 2 years?
Yeah, just about.
Solid.
And yeah, like that's when it started. Like we came across the name because we literally couldn't decide on a fucking name. Like like it was just like, nah, that's lame. Nah, this is cool. That's lame. Back and forth, and we asked a mutual friend, Andrew Militia, like to help us out.
Andrew Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fucking man. Like shout out to him. Like this probably never would have happened if he didn't help us out, because like we were just like a mess.
Yeah.
But like like he threw out a bunch of names, and he's like, I'm kind of feeling this Highwater one, because at some point like you're gonna have to make this brand happen, hell or high water. And we're just like, yo, you're kind of right. Like so we just went with it.
Yeah, that's sick. Damn, that's sick that Andrew Mo's helped you guys come up with that. He's a homie.
Yeah, he did our like logo board too. Like
Yeah.
Both logo graphics, actually. Yeah, he's done for us, and hopefully work on some more stuff in the future.
Is he making music?
Oh, I don't really know what he's up to right now.
Is he out?
He's like skating a bunch. I think he's still doing music and stuff, but yeah, I don't know if he's like making anything new, if he's just playing shows.
Yeah, I've always liked all of his skating and music and stuff. So cool.
Yeah, he's the man. He's got an amazing pant collection as well. He's always got fresh pants on.
Dude, the first time I met him, like purple pants, straight up, like, ripped. Like they were like golf pants kind of style, but like, and I think he was wearing like a football jersey as well, like just
Pants doesn't make the man, bro. I used to have when I was younger, I had a bunch of tan khakis, and then one time I put a red shirt in, and they all ended up pink, and that was all the pants I had. So I had nothing but, like, pink khakis that I had to wear. Ran them shits forever, though.
Yeah, right? You got what you got.
Fuck. Where are you guys at? Are you both located in the same city?
Right now, no. Like, we both live in, like, Somerville, Cambridge. I'm currently in like Brooklyn doing some stuff for work, so
nice.
Yeah, it's like the Skype thing needed to happen.
What do you do for work?
I work for a chain of rock climbing and fitness facilities called Brooklyn Boulders.
That's sick.
Yeah, I just create rock climbing and like manage a team of like pretty rad dudes who help me do that too. So
wait, so you manage a team? Do you teach rock climbing?
Part of my job is teaching rock climbing. But my main priority is creating all of the different climbing throughout the facility. So like every day we're taking something down and putting new stuff up and like creating movement and like I can try to explain it to you for hours. It's probably just gonna sound crazy. But
no, they're different. Like I've gone before. They're different color code. They're different levels. Like color coded for hardness. Like it's not.
Yep, exactly. So I create all of that type of stuff for my team, and I create that. I should say.
So you're constantly I didn't realize they change that up all the time.
Yeah, keep it fresh because people buy like memberships to it and stuff, and if you have a membership and you're coming in every couple of days, like you're gonna get tired of the same old shit after a while.
Do you work out? Because you must be strong as shit.
Nah, I'm actually lazy. Like my legs are pretty beast, but like I'm pretty lazy.
Dude, because I'll get up there, I can go to the top. I'm scared the whole time. I'm super afraid of heights. And then but there's some where you have to go like upside down almost and hang on. You can do that?
Yeah, for sure.
You're gnarly. Good for you.
I don't know. Like, I guess in climbing I'm not so gnarly, but yeah, like it's fun, dude. It's cool.
Oh, do they have like a community like skateboarding does? I imagine. Do they have magazines, videos, shit like that?
Yeah, dude, and videos, and like Instagram has ruined rock climbing, like it's ruined skateboarding. Like it's crazy. Like it's so similar too. Like I know, like you try to talk to like climbers about anything that isn't climbing, and they like look at you like you're from another planet. So it's just like talking to other skateboarders. Sometimes it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like how similar, but how different it is at the same time.
Yeah. The internet just unearthed that like all different people from all walks of life, no matter what, could like enjoy anything, and you're like, who the fuck? It's like opens it up, like almost democratizes it to where like, like back when we first started, skating was like a certain type and a certain person. Like there was more similar. You still had different styles and stuff, but like nowadays it just seems like anybody from anywhere skateboards, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Just kind of sick.
I think it's awesome for sure. Yeah. I just think that like I'm not against Instagram. Like I watch most shit on Instagram like anybody else probably. It's just it's like it's different when you see like a clip on Instagram and then you see a variation of the clip in the video. Like it kind of ruins the video for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I meant by that. Like I don't actually think the internet's ruining skateboarding.
Well, I'm sure it is in some sense. Like at least it could, because I loved video parts. Like and now it's like who knows if people are going to continue. I imagine people will always put out video parts, but even DVDs and like full lengths on something that you hold. It's like. The internet makes it so easy to share and like a bunch of rabbit holes,
And it comes and goes so fast too. It's like you would wait on a video and be hyped when you saw it. And you would hold on to it and watch it every day. And now like I get hyped for a video, I watch it, and then I watch the next one tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's like
too much of a good thing, bro. Too much of a good thing.
Exactly.
I miss seeing the commercials and the videos, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
started the videos, like in between or whatever, like the 4-in-1s or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you'd always see the commercials and you get so hyped.
Yeah. Yeah, they were, dude. They're putting the 4-in-1s back out too. I just noticed they're like re-releasing them and stuff. Transworld is, and fucking my homie Chris Ortiz, shout out Chris Ortiz. He was a big key in making all that happen. And yeah, those commercials were fucking amazing back then because you could tell it was just genuine skaters coming up with stupid ideas or great ideas or whatever. And it was all so like hands-on and personal and like it was so sick, you know. Those 401 commercials were fucking classic. So many good ones.
All of them, dude. Super fun. Super fun.
Yeah.
I had Simon Woodstock on my podcast. That was fun because he's from that generation of like 401 and like just he got super creative with the medium that was around then, you know, videos and magazines and all this stuff was so sick.
Right. Yeah.
Do you remember your first skate videos? Brad, do you remember yours?
Yeah, well, it wasn't even technically mine. I like convinced my friend to talk his parents into buying him a video, and it was a shop video, the Church of Skating, like Shorty's collab video.
Oh yeah, sick.
Yeah, dude. And I played that, or we played that thing, but until it fucking popped, pretty much. Like you couldn't watch it anymore.
That was a good video for sure.
Yeah, it was rad.
What about you, Ryan?
Mine, I had two. Mine was The Reason
Oh man,
and Real to Real.
Solid video.
damn, both of those. That's so
I had
solid.
two of those. I don't even know where I got them, honestly. Like, I don't know if I... No, someone burnt, and then taped them for me.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, you could like copy.
I was like, yeah, they burnt them. No, they didn't burn. They fucking taped it. VCR to VCR.
Yeah, like when I first made sponsor me tapes, I have one. I sent the deluxe, and it's a VHS, and it was so generic, dude. We used to just rig it up and make it happen. However, I can't believe how like hard-headed we were to try to figure that out and make it happen. It was never perfect though.
No, it never was.
Yeah.
Did you guys have either of you guys ever tried to be sponsored or anything, ride for a company or anything like that?
Nah, dude.
Except for putting myself on my fucking own clothing company. Nah.
Yeah.
You turn yourself pro?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
No, when I was younger, like I had the dream, but like, dude, I was so bad at skate. I'm not an amazing skateboarder now, especially in my 30s. But when I was younger, I was probably worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like I didn't really understand how to use my body like that back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was never a dream I ever really tried to pursue, I suppose.
Yeah. When I started, I got super hyped on it. Like when I found out about Solstice Skate Shop and those guys, and they were making like a skate video for the shop, and that like got me stoked on the concept of like making a video and being part of a team, and like which is kind of like what I always liked about being sponsored. It wasn't like the free shit or anything. It was more free shit was super nice. Don't get me wrong, that was fucking cool. But like to be in the videos with these other dudes that had been doing it so long, and they like accepted you and. I don't know. So, like, to make sponsor me tapes for me was like, oh, I'm trying to make something that I'm super stoked on, but we'll get these dudes hyped too. Because, like, they were dudes I aspired to be or like, you know? So, like, it was always, like, a fun project to do. That's why I got super hyped on filming and editing, skating, you know? Like, did you guys ever start making videos and stuff with any crew videos?
Yeah, that was, I guess when Ryan and I first, like, started, like, linking up, Josh and I should say, Ryan and Josh had already been working on, like, a little homie video, I guess.
Josh who?
Yeah. Josh Boise?
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Josh Boise, yeah.
Choo. That was a proper...
He does a lot for us. He puts up with a lot of our shit, too, so.
That's sick.
Yeah, so that, and then once that project kind of finished up, Ryan probably can tell you more about that.
Do you have full parts? Were there full parts?
Yeah, so we did, we didn't, when did we start? So it's called Sloppy Joe's.
Nice, solid name already.
Yeah. We started so the idea was between me, Josh, and Mo, when Mo was still living in Boston. And I think it was Mo's idea again. I think he came up with the name. It sounds about right.
Yeah.
And so essentially I think it was just us three was going to have a part, and then people just kept coming on board and more people wanted to get involved, and then we had, like, the homies from Connecticut get involved, so, like, Jordan Vieira.
Ooh, that kid's so good. Let's pause there for a second. Yeah. So good. Is he all right?
Yeah, he's much better. We saw him last weekend for his birthday.
I saw online that he, like, went through a traumatic, like, injury. Was it from skating?
Snowboarding.
Oh, snowboarding. Yeah, he, like, did something to his back. It was, like, terrifying, but I saw that he was, like, he's super strong, superhuman anyways, but, like, gnarly. Yeah.
He's a Viking dude. He's a fucking...
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, he's like good. He's walking around and like jogging around a little bit. Like He's in good spirits. I'm hyped for him.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable skateboarder too. Like,
yeah, he really is.
He's like one of those dudes that, like, we were talking earlier, Ryan, about the New England Am and how, like, it started because I just seen dudes that are so fucking good that, like, I'm like, we got to create, like, an event so everyone can kind of showcase it, you know, because these dudes are so good. And he was one of them that showed up, and I was like, dude, he's the one who stoked me to do, like, him and a few others, like, fueled the next few years, because I'm like, these guys are so good, like, we got to do that again. That was unbelievable, you know?
Yeah, if anybody watching this ever gets a chance, go and watch Jordan Vieira's Sloppy Joe part.
Solid.
It's on Trans World, so you can find it there. I mean, it's incredible.
Is the full Sloppy Joe video online somewhere?
Yeah, it's on Josh Foisey's Vimeo, I believe.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna have to lurk it. I gotta see.
Yeah,
you guys had full parts?
We share a part.
Sick. Dude, that's such a cool concept that you could share a part with your homie. I shared one part in La Luz. It was a video. Me and Chris Tremblay shared a part, and Bobby Pulio was in that video, and I always felt like super unworthy, cause like kind of what you were talking about how like I didn't know how to control my body, and like Bobby Pulio has nothing but control. So like I'm like, how the fuck am I in the same video as this guy? It's like a joke.
Yeah, I liked it. It made it like a lot less like pressure. You know what I mean? It's like get a couple clips. Ryan gets a couple clips. We're good. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to like kill myself. It's like just a fun little like I don't know. World dude stuff.
How did you guys figure out the song? I imagine there was an argument.
Actually, that was all Josh.
Nice.
Yeah, Boise. Yeah, he's not gonna let us choose the music anyway. We knew that. So.
He's like, we can't use Backstreet Boys again, Ryan. Jesus, bro.
Now we'd both choose some fucking punk rock or something that just wouldn't work. You know what I mean? It would be like way too fast for our slow ass skating.
Yeah, right? It's sick that we can be in our 30s and still skateboarding. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I think going back to what you were saying about wanting to be sponsored, I think even from a young age, I was always realistic about it. Like I didn't have aspirations about that, but something inside of me always wanted to be part of skateboarding, and I was always intrigued by the kind of back office side of it. And like, I don't know, like when Brad approached me, I'd already thought about starting a skate brand, because I kind of knew that I couldn't have a brand that branched out to all like the skateboarding, snowboarding, surfing. Like skateboarding's so unique. You need to have like one brand that's just skateboarding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to do it eventually, but Brad kind of had the motivation, and we came up with some really good ideas. So I'm stoked to be part of it. Yeah.
That's sick. And kind of weird to say, but you have children? You both have children, or just you, Ryan?
Just me.
Nice. You only have one kid?
I'm good on that.
Well, good for you, bro. And you have one kid?
Yeah, well, so my son, Grayson, is 18 months, but my girl has a son who's almost 15.
Nice.
And I've known him since he was 4 years old, so I mean, he's kind of like a quarter mine,
Yeah, you're definitely like a surrogate father, for sure. Because, like,
yeah,
at 4 years old, like, you're going to build a bond and relationship with that kid. And how old is he, 15 now? Yeah, for sure. That's a huge
just
chunk.
about, yeah.
Yeah. That's sick, dude. Congrats. That's fucking rad that you took on that responsibility. How old were you?
Shit, man. When I met Jackson, I was probably 23.
Nice. Going for it, bro.
Yeah, right?
So, yeah, no, he was cool, though. I mean, like I was 23. I just wanted to, like, go and, like, skate around. So I'd, like, take him to skate parks and, like, he was just a little kid. Like, he'd be out there on like, he'd try with a skateboard, but, like, mostly like on a bike or, God forbid, a scooter, you know what I mean? I try not to encourage
Son
that.
of a bitch.
I know, dude. But, like, he's not really into skateboarding right now, which is totally cool, because he's, like, the smartest kid out. Like, straight A's. He programs. Like, he's just incredible.
Crazy. So. That's sick. Yeah,
dude.
You know what I watched today was Andrew Reynolds' daughter had her first, she had like a video, short little banging or something on the barracks. It was sick.
I saw that.
Check that out.
She had like, I saw one trick where it like definitely looked like Reynolds for a second, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, oh yeah, there it is. That's crazy to see it in like a girl form,
Nah, the kickflip down the 5 is tight.
Yeah.
Perfect. Like, you can tell she's going to be like Sheckler. When he was tranny, you know what I mean? Like all
a little ground out.
Floppy. Yeah, right? They're like kind of floppy.
All of a sudden blew up on the street.
Yeah.
I bet you she'll go the same way.
Yeah, they're kind of floppy at first when they're little. They got like the Bobby's World syndrome where their head's too big and their feet are like, you know what I mean? But
it's so true though.
yeah, but then it like they grow out of it and get all like I remember Nick Dompierre. He when I grew up skating with him when he was little, he was like this pudgy little like ball of dough like. And then like he hit a growth spurt and he was like a thoroughbred racehorse all of a sudden. I'm like, what the fuck happened? But it's just like little kid syndrome. Get the testosterone and the manhood, and he's like turned into gnarliness, you know?
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you about some of the graphics. I remember one graphic that I was really hyped on was it was like a duck graphic, and did it have the pack ring around it maybe?
Yeah, dude.
Where'd that one come from? That was a sick idea.
That was Dylan Goldberger, who's done a lot of, actually all of our graphics this far.
Right.
And that was just something he had sketched up, and like we had a concept for our very first graphic, and he drew that up for us. And he's like, "Oh, I also have this one on the side." And he like slid that sketch to us, and we're just like, "Yo, that's kind of like where we're going with this." It was like, you know, aquatic, but also slightly dark, and had some shit going on, and like, you know, went with like the dirty water theme of the Charles, and it felt right. He had him finish it up for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so he had the sketch, and then we kind of do this with Dylan now. I mean, now we create more, we conceptualize, you know, from scratch. But like when we were first getting started, he definitely helped us out there, like gain some momentum and really get an image for the brand.
Yeah.
And but I mean, if you look at the graphic, I should go grab it. But anyway, you'll see a little like, you know, like it's got the logo on the beer can, it's got the license plate, like stuff like that is where Brad and I would go back and forth and think about and like, you know, brainstorm with Dylan on ideas of what we could do to make this more unique to Highwater. So
yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that's cool. That graphic stood out to me, and I saw it. It was everywhere for when you guys put that one out. People were hyped on it.
Yeah.
It's actually it's one of my personal favorites to this day.
Still my favorite, for sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah. How? What about who's the sales department? You two?
Yeah, I guess mostly Ryan. To be honest, like I can't do the sell stuff. Like I'll pitch it, but I'm not gonna nag and maybe not nag, but I'm not gonna like follow up. You know what I mean? I'm just like, you're either want it or you. Like,
it's okay. You can say I nag.
I wasn't trying to pull you up like that.
It's a skill to be able to sell something, and to like you have to work at it. It's not like it's gonna sell itself all the time, you know. Like so, you got to really do the work, you know, for sure.
Yeah. Brad brings a really good element to the table, and like he's kind of like that true skater personality where he's just like anybody that meets him is just like instantly cool to hang around him. You know what I mean? Like he's not too intense. He's not too like
I'm lame as
quiet.
Dude, hey, for real, I like you already, dude. I've only known you for a little while, but I feel like I've known you.
Yeah, I know.
Ryan's not lying, bro.
Appreciate it.
This always happens.
You guys should get a room, bro.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, so it's a fine line, and it's a growing thing, you know, like you learn the best way to work with, you know, especially shop owners. Like for us, that's the most important thing of our business is working with shops. And so like we want to introduce ourselves to shops, but not come across as too aggressive and like for them to feel pressured or like we're just like some random people. So, you know, we try to play it pretty cool and easy now. So.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a weird thing to think about when you start something. You're like, oh, I'm just starting a skateboard company, but a lot of people don't realize that that's going to come along with it, you know? Because otherwise, it's like you need money to make the graphics and to pay the people that work at it and like to make it worth it. So it's like people forget that. I can tell sometimes, and it's like one of those things you have to either grow and adapt and get better, or find someone who can do it, or you know what I mean? Because I'm the same. Like it's hard for me to sell something because I'm so close to it all the time, kind of like you were saying with Brad. And but I have my buddy Conrad, who's like he's good at being able to like that's what his thing is. Like he's really good at that, and he's able to talk to shops, and like he wants to do it, you know. It's good to know people that have their strengths. Like same with working with an artist, which is rad, because like I see some brands out there and they're just like copy pasting shit and making boards, and it's like, to me, it's like, that's fun if you want to do that. But like, to me, when you meet an artist who loves drawing and they have this capability and you have ideas and I love the concept of working, the fact that you both are in it, you get to like work together and make a graphic, you know, and come up with concepts and get excited and feed off each other. And like, we have like a trio like that with the Conrad and Peter, our artist, and it's such a sick thing to be a part of, right? It's like
it's like that like synergy is kind of what makes it fun, right? Like I have an idea, or Ryan might have an idea, but like I might come back on his idea, but like, yo, what about this?
Yeah.
And then we think we have the best fucking idea, and we take it to Dylan, and Dylan's like, yo, what about this? And it's like, dude,
he's next level.
It's fun as hell, yeah.
We'll put it on paper, like we'll write out like, I don't know, sometimes like 5 to 7 concepts or whatever, like, and to us that's like a whole year's worth. You know what I mean? Like pick 4, and you know, Dylan will like look at a couple of them, choose the ones that he likes, and then he'll turn one, and the first sketch that comes back is just like, oh my god, like you just like you read my mind and then turned it into something completely epic. Like yeah.
I can relate to that, dude. That's how it is with Peter too, because I'm just like, I forget how good he is at what he does, and we'll get like a little drunk and high and come up with these ideas and pass them back and forth, and like by the time I'm like, dude, I don't even know what graphic we're making anymore, and then he comes back and it's usually like blows my mind as well. I'm like, how did you like decipher all that mumbo jumbo and put it into that? It's unbelievable. And then to be able to. And do you remember like opening up the box, like the first time seeing the graphics, like that's always super fun. Like the idea, like when you see it in physical space, like you're like, holy shit.
Well, we did a trip. So we had a trip organized to New York. So we were actually going to do, after Sloppy Joe's, we were going to do Sloppy Seconds.
Nice.
And then we started Highwater, and that kind of turned into the Highwater video, you know, our first promo video that came out. But when we first got the boards, I mean, I think we got a picture in the driveway, right, Brad? But wasn't that like the day before we went to New York? That New York?
No, it was the day we left. Like I brought the boards to your house as we were packing the car to leave.
Nice.
Yeah, like we gripped our first boards in Brooklyn, I believe.
What? That's sick. Yeah. Freshies, like right there, like.
Yeah, dude, it was so rad. It was so rad.
Yeah.
I'm tripping out just thinking about that moment still. Like.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's rad. How many boards have you had?
There's been a variation of the Punch-Out logo that Mo did every season, so probably like at least 7 or 8. Usually in the winter we might re-release some stuff.
Nice.
And then there's been a graphic, at least 3 graphics a year, so probably about 6, 7 graphics.
Nice. That's good.
Plus the 2 logos, and like we did like a graphic. Mo did a graphic for us for the video that we just put out too, 4, 5, 6.
That's the name of the video, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
You guys roll dice?
Oh, a little bit.
Nice.
I did. I played my first game 2 weekends ago.
So fun. CeeLo, that's the game right there.
with Nick G and the crew.
Oh, dude, I just hung out with Nick.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Dude, he's so interesting. He walks dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's got like a house full of dogs too. It's crazy. He's got like 3 dogs. One of them's massive.
He brought his dog out on the session. This dog was the most well-behaved dog I had ever seen in my life.
Not really, yeah. She's cool as shit.
It was like a shorter dog, kind of long. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, this is so sick. And Nick was gnarly, dude. We were driving away from the spot. It was me, Westgate, Nick, Brian Reed, and Tim Savage. And we were leaving a spot, and I saw this, like, we were pulling down a hill, and it's just, like, the hill's going down, and I could see a gap where you could ollie up over a fence and into this big hill. It was, like, a massive drop. And I was like, I could probably do this, but, like, I'm going to hurt myself, you know? Like, at 35, I'm like, I got to weigh the battles out. I got to go, might not be worth it. Even though, so I looked at Nick, because, like, he's a burly-looking dude. And I was like, dude, look at this gap. And he fully did it, like, 2 tries or 3 tries. Just fucking bailed out the first 1 or 2, stuck it once. It was a beast, like, well over head high. And, like, rode away like the champion. It was a sick-ass trick. Can't wait to see that one again.
Yeah. So Nick came on board just recently, and he's like, the whole crew is so stoked on him. They just like, everybody's jiving so well, and they all look up to him, you know what I mean? Because Nick's the man.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so he came on our first trip to New York a couple weekends back, and he definitely got pretty burly.
Yeah, he's gnarly on his board. When did you? Yeah. So did you guys start with one rider?
Kind of. I mean, I guess Hunter was our first rider, really.
Nice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So Hunter Rennie up in shout out from North Andover.
Wait, Andover, Mass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Do they have a
Well,
park?
I guess he'll probably claim Lawrence though, right? Like.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
Nice. What's the team like now? Do you have multiple dudes? I know you hook up a little dude, Luca, right?
Yeah. Luca. We have John McFarlane.
Oh yeah, that guy shreds too.
Yeah, John's rad. Nick, Hunter, Cody. Yeah. A bunch of homies too. Like we have Cole.
Yeah, Cole's coming up.
Cole up. Yeah, Brendan Adams. Hook him up too.
Chris.
That's right. Have you guys done any events?
Yeah. I mean, like, what do you mean by like events? Like just like
Sponsored them. I know you guys. I know you guys supported the New England Am. Have you ever thrown an event or anything like that for the brand?
No, we've talked about it a bunch. We haven't really.
Well, we're supposed to be doing our first one this summer.
Whereabouts? What were you thinking?
Well, so.
Working on
We don't
it.
have a spot. We don't have a spot on lock yet. But I might try to like throw a little art show or something for like the board release at our gym or at my job, which is a gym in I can't think right now. Somerville. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Like our work there, right? Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But like, you know, they've always opened their doors and their space to myself and the brand. They've been super supportive. So we might do a little something with them. We still got to work out some details and stuff. It's not like for sure yet.
Right. Yeah, I've seen you guys are sponsoring a bunch of skate events though, which is awesome. Just as cool, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to give that to the shops because and most of the guys that we work with regularly are so generous. Like, it's the least that we can do is just like sponsor an event and stoke some of the kids out. So like, and like outside the shops as well, like the Malden dudes, like we want to fucking get involved with them, and then like the New England Am. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it makes a difference. It like for the New England Am, I know it's sick for me to like. Since you guys supported it, it was easy for me to tell the kids like, hey, this is from Highwater. These dudes are right here. Like they support New England skateboarding. Like it helps, and then it's cool to have that out there, you know, because like we don't always have that many brands, you know, like it's not oversaturated or like well developed or whatever you want to call it out in California. To me, it's like it takes dudes in their 30s to like want to hang on to skateboarding and take on the sales or the emails or the fucking hours of like all the responsibility that comes with running a brand, whether it's a skate brand or anything, you know, like it takes a lot of work, you know, like.
And I think those events are important too, at least to me, like especially for like the younger generation. It like shows that like these brands actually give a shit, right? Like I'm not saying there's brands out there that don't, but there's just brands that are so big they can't fuck with all the little stuff too. You know what I mean? So
and there's definitely brands that don't too. There's shitty brands out there for sure.
True.
Yeah, I mean, like
I won't disagree.
It's a full spectrum. There's a little bit of everything.
The events that we did with like Underdog, shout out to Underdog Skate Shop. Like,
Cheer. Wade, what up?
Wade and the crew, Amesbury, like they were always the fun ones, right?
So much energy. Wade's a unique.
We always, throw it down with them.
Yeah, that stuff is awesome to me. That's definitely like what you're saying, like being in the trenches, Brad. Like you're just like, I don't know, to throw an event is cool because you got to have your finger on the pulse of the day and the people there, and like there's no disconnection. Like you got to really be stoked on skating the whole day, you know. Like
yeah, for sure.
It's cool. I get that from teaching lessons too. I teach one-on-one lessons on the weekends. Just for like the lessons are for me really because I just like get to hang out with a little kid and like introduce them to skateboarding again and be reminded like, oh yeah, like look at it like a toy sometimes, you know, like but you don't lose a disconnection if you're out doing these things, like you know what I mean? There's some people that get into it and they get what they want, which is like it's not always skateboarding. Some people want fame or like attention or whatever, like, and they get into skating and then those dudes drop off or whatever, you know. But like skateboarding first, you know.
And like those, like your lessons or like these events, like those put like a good vibe out to that kid, right? Like he's like starting to learn how to skateboard. He gets to vibe with you. You get to like have fun with him. He's like, yo, skateboarding's fucking awesome. Instead of like going to a skate park and like not knowing anybody, getting in the way, getting vibed out by accident. You know what I mean? Like just wrong place, wrong time type of shit. Like so that's why I really like doing these events and like I think it's important to like start them off with a positive attitude. You know what I mean? Like get them hooked. Like don't push them away.
I dude, wholeheartedly agree. It's weird for a skateboarder to want to, like, say that, I guess, because, like, some skateboarders are so fucking cool or whatever, they just want to rely on image and, like, thinking that's what's gonna, like, make it work, but, like, to me, it's like, as I get older, I'm like, I gotta be a good role model, like, fuck, like, it's in general. Like, I'm gonna be 36 in November. Like, I want to be the best 36-year-old I can be who skateboards, you know?
Right, exactly.
So it's like that to me is like just taking on the responsibility of being self-aware, not like being a dipshit around kids and people that are just getting into skateboarding, you know? So you got to be out there and skating. Skate parks are good for that too, because you have like the community. Like, you guys probably skate Lynch, right?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Not as much as I should, but, like,
That's all right.
yeah, Lynch is just wild sometimes, man. Like, I can't go there and sit down and drink coffee and like warm up without like getting my toes run over sometimes.
No, yeah, it's like
So,
it's in the middle of Boston. It can get intense.
Yeah, like people come out, like it's a dope park. It's a lot of fun. I have fun when I'm there, but sometimes the anxiety to actually get me there is a little too aggressive. You know what I mean? I can't deal with that right now.
Yeah.
I get lost when.
We got Morse Kelly like a block away from my place.
Oh, Morse Kelly, is that by that's in Somerville by Todd's shop, or his shop is still there or no?
Yeah, no, he just closed that down. I think December, January.
He had a pretty good run. He went for a little bit with that one.
Yeah, that shop was rad. Like, Todd was a cool dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I always liked that shop because they had a couch and video games and people were hanging out. And, like, every time I went in there, Todd was always talking to someone who was just getting into skating. And he was, like, giving them the full rundown. Like, he would tell them exactly why and what and where it came from and the history of brands and everything he was working with. He seemed like he was really excited about it.
Yeah, he was super into the local stuff, too. He was probably one of the first shops to really give us a shot also.
That's rad.
So, you know, I gotta be hyped on that.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. And that park is super fun, huh?
Morris Kelly?
Yeah.
I mean, skateboarding is fun, right?
Yeah.
The park itself, like, I can skate in it, so I have fun, but it's a little wonky.
All right, here's my thing. Where would you want to skate, Brad, if you had a perfect session?
I like that new Somerville park. Everything's small and easy.
Lincoln.
Yeah, that Lincoln
that's
park.
like perfect, dude.
I don't know if I've been there yet. Lincoln?
It's like a little ledge plaza thing. It's still kind of closed down. I come all the time, but
Can you skate tranny?
I can do a few tranny tricks, but I'm the worst tranny skater ever.
Nice.
Trying to work on that as the knees are getting older. So bad at it.
That's all right. It's there for you when you're ready, bro.
Yeah.
You could always throw some knee pads and elbow pads on, too.
I don't know if I'm ready to be that guy.
Imagine, but do it in the streets, like. Dude, I'm picturing skating into my 60s, 70s. So there's gonna be a point where like you're gonna be like Shetler's padded up football style, throw them out there, see what happens.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right? I'm not gonna front. I have the pads sitting the side waiting for me. I'm just not ready for them yet.
I can't knee slide for shit because I like hurt my left knee like a bunch of times. I tore my ACL and never got it fixed. So like, it's just like fucked. I can still skate, which is amazing, but like to try and knee slide, I just don't even know where to begin. So like, I can't even. I might be able to do it. I have to practice knee slide. Maybe.
Like a double knee pad. Yeah, from what I've heard, like sliding out of stuff on your knees actually takes practice. Like,
yeah.
Like it's not just easy to do.
It's not a magic trick.
You watch these kids like that are skating tranny now, like the Grant Taylors and Rainey Barnes or whatever. Like the way that they fall though is they kind of slide with their legs first on their ass, just like with the transition down. Like they don't wear pads or anything. You know what I mean? It's just like they learned how to do it. Like,
Yeah. Because they started when they were like 5 probably, and they just like started skating tranny, and like they'll need hip pads eventually probably.
Yeah, you watch like Petrol Barris like 30 feet up, come down and just like slide it like a playground slide.
Launch out. I started skating like when I first started. I started on a curb and like skating flat ground. I started in New Hampshire. And I was living in a trailer park in New Hampshire, and I met this kid, Dale. And Dale, just like the Mark Johnson thing, Dale could kickflip. You know, fucking blew my mind. It might have been a tray. He might have even been able to tray flip, and I was just like, it's amazing. But we didn't have any skate parks. It was just whatever. We were skating in front of Ben Franklin's grocery store or whatever the fuck it was, skating like just flat ground. Like, and I used to not like skate parks, kind of like anti-skate park for a long time because I was so used to being just me and like 3 other people, and we skated the spot we went to, and like it was weird to go to a skate park and deal with transition and like all different types of people, you know.
Right. And I have the same like experience. Like I lived in like a shitty wooded town in South Jersey.
Nice.
And literally the only thing that was like paved smooth enough to skate on was the parking lot of the supermarket. So like you skated flat and you skated the yellow curbs that were out front. Like,
Yeah.
that's like literally all you had. And then like Vans built a park in a mall in like Morristown, which is like 40 minutes away. And I was just like, dude, this is sketch. Like everything's way bigger than a curb here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like,
Yeah. But those parks have changed the game though, because like for the East Coast, like the more those parks open up in the winter and then just to have those types of parks, because I remember coming up skating the streets in the East Coast too, and it's just like super rugged and it's hard to learn like in the streets, like sometimes you get a skate park and you can like practice a trick without having to like hit a crack, and it's like, so now it's like weird seeing it take hold, all these parks popping up. Because I guess that's what's going on in California for a long time. It's always been accepted. People like started building parks and all these kids got super good at skating tranny, and now they can just huck like pew pew.
yeah, they're just ripping. I think that's why I suck at tranny so much, is I never really had access to any type of quarter pipe or transition or like maybe some crusty bank, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it was like curves.
I love that shit though. I'm fucking that's me at my finest, is just in the streets in the crust,
Yeah.
Best feeling ever, dude. Whenever I get like have a day where I'm kind of off and I need to do something, I'll go to New Bedford and just like bomb Union Hill, and it's like all the way down to the docks, and there's like a little metal curb down there you can skate, and it's like a mile long, and there's just like you push through the city up and down a hill. It's like you don't even I might not even do a trick half the time, but you're still skating for like an hour just bombing through it. It's so fun. We'll have to go, dude. I'll have to take you. There's some spots too, man.
Dude, I would love to come down there.
I got spots for Nick G, dude. Tell Nick, let's go. Line it up one day. I'm down.
I was actually going to ask you afterwards. I think we're going to come down on Saturday. So.
Dude, hit me up. Let's do it.
Cool. I'll just stop here. Thanks.
Sorry, bro. Yo, but we could. There's some parks here. We can warm up in that DIY spot. We could warm up, and then we could just lurk to some spots. I'm down, bro. You got my number, so like, we're in there like swimwear.
Sorry, man. We'll go back. I promise, man.
Nah, it's all good.
We'll find a session, bro. We'll make it happen. This whole summer, there's gonna be a bunch of stuff, man.
I want to check out. I think it's New Bedford, right? That there's like a DIY under a bridge.
Yeah, under the Cabana overpass.
Yeah.
My buddy Martin and all the dudes out there just started building stuff, and it's been going for years now, and they're just upgrading it. They're building a bunch of stuff now. They just got the go-ahead, and it's sick because it's crusty still, but they're making it better, so it's like crazy. Because when it first started, it was so shitty, and the ground was so rough, and the amount of work they've put in and ramps they've added, it's like made it so sick. And it's a skate park, but it's like, it feels like a DIY spot. It doesn't feel like a skate park, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you still got to figure out how to skate it.
Exactly. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, you could do basic tricks for hours there because a basic trick is kind of hard on a lot of the ramps,
Yeah, it looks pretty gnarly. Like, I can tell. Like, even like they got that box in the middle is like a inverted donkey or whatever.
Yeah. That thing's wild. I was there last weekend, and Nick Dompierre's brother Jordan showed up, and he was fucking shredding. He was skating the weird like pyramid hip thing they have, and that thing's so hard to skate. It's just like, it's fucking hard. And they've had some sick demos there too. They had the real team come out, and like Solstice always holds it down, that skate shop. You guys been to Solstice?
No,
I've never been there.
I want to stop in when we're down there and say what up to
Jay.
guys.
Yeah.
To Jay. Yeah.
They just moved. They just moved to just around the corner now. They moved literally like on the other side of the building. It's a bigger shop. It looks fucking awesome, dude. It's a trip to see it because I've been going to Solstice since I first started skateboarding, which is like 20 years ago or something. That was the first shop I went into in New Bedford, and like, it used to be up above, next to a library, up on the second story. You had to like go up there to get to it, and then they moved, and just like they've been in business so long, it's amazing. That shop I always use as a reference because I'm like, that dude figured out a way to make keep a shop going. Like he somehow did it, and I know he works a side job occasionally. Like when times are tough, he did some like veterinarian work too.
Oh shit.
That's rad. I'm always hyped to see shops like either moving into new storefronts or just like upgrading. You know what I mean? That means they're doing good. Like,
yeah.
I feel like more so than not, I see shops closing down, like struggling.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird because like it's like a small business, you know, like a storefront is hard no matter what you open. Like people open up artist studios all the time, and like it's like you have to, it's a certain lifestyle. It's funny because like a lot of people get into skateboard and they're young and they open a shop and they think that's like what they want to do, and then it goes on, and like you have to like really like figure out a way to balance your life out and like run a shop, you know, like it's not an easy thing to do, but people do it. There's shops out there that I'm like, these dudes have been in business for as long as they've wanted to be in business. They might not always made it. They might not always made a bunch of money or whatever, but they managed to stay afloat and like pay their bills. And I'm always amazed because you have to really dedicate yourself to that, you know. But it's like with skating, it's so young and new that like people are opening up shops and you know they have the best intention and they want to do it. But then there's always those cases where life just like throws you a left curve and you got to go that way, you know. So. But it's weird because it happens, it ebbs and flows. You see shops going out. Like lately, I've been hearing about shops going out, and then sometimes you hear about them cranking, people getting optimistic and opening them up, you know?
Yep.
It's a hard hustle, dude. It's much like a skateboard brand, you know? It's like, it's a labor of love, and you got to work really hard, and you got to really want to make it happen, you know, to like make it happen. It's not going to do it itself, you know?
Oh, for sure.
I admire that you guys are doing it. That's fucking so good. It's sick.
Thank
Dude,
you.
I can't even believe some of those dudes. I got, you know, you got to hand it to them, man. They're sticking it out like that and making the guys that really make it work. I mean, you know, we get to work with some pretty cool shops, and I think we actually learn a lot from those guys because we'll go down there a lot and we'll kick it, and you know, they'll just give us advice, you know, about experiences they've had with other brands, experiences they've had with big brands, and maybe like where small brands could help. You know what I mean? And from all walks of life as well. Different, like look at Hesh, like, you know, they had a totally different style than like the kids that would go to like Orchard or, you know, whatever. I mean, like, you know, it's just really cool to meet all these different personalities and create friendships really as well. Like we have relationships with pretty much every shop owner we deal with. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's cool. It's cool that like Orchard and Hesh are both awesome shops. Like love them both. But totally different shops, like completely different, like just vibe-wise and like just like I don't know. And it's crazy that they could be so close to each other and still work because they offer something for different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's fucking tight too. Like it's tight that they're not like just trying to kill each other like most businesses would be doing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Skateboarding's so diverse. You know what I mean? There's so many different styles. And, you know, everybody's into different shit, and we feel that when you go to different towns and different shops and everybody, like, some shops will be, like, primarily DDK, and then others will be all, like, Polar Magenta, and then everyone still skates, you know what I mean, and, like, reissues. It's pretty sick, though. Like, I love all of it, like, to be honest. Like, I feel like I've kind of, I mean, I didn't go through, like, the really older, like, in the 80s or nothing, but, you know, I can relate, so, at least.
Yeah. Some people have like a famine mentality when it comes to like opening up skateboarding businesses and stuff, but I don't. I'm always like, dude, if you're willing to put the work in, you're only going to help skateboarding grow. Like if you, I think more people should help it grow and put in that work, and like, who knows what we could really do, you know, like instead of thinking like, oh, that person's opening up or whatever, or being competitive, it's like, just keep working and good things are going to happen, you know, like a lot of time is just staying focused on your own thing and working, you know, and really skateboarding's so small compared to like any other industries, and like we're like peanuts, you know what I mean, compared to like brands and industries and other things that have done it for longer. You know, the thing about skateboarding, it's funny to me, is it'll cause people to like stunt their growth sometimes because it's like such a childish thing. Like when I started skating, like I used it as in a way to escape from reality and a way to just have fun and be like a child, you know? And then I got older, and I slowly just want to keep doing that. I didn't want to I didn't even want to become social, dude. Yeah. And I didn't even, like, I used to not even want to talk to people when I was younger because I had like a bunch of real like emotional issues and shit, and I would be super antisocial, like going to the parks and just like, I was so insecure and shit. And skateboarding kind of like allowed me to keep myself like that longer than I wanted because I just kept in my own little world and just skated and still had fun. But then I think just meeting all the dudes at the shop and being part of a video like really takes you out of your shell. But like, I don't know, I see a lot of Arrested Development and dudes that are like 20 to 25 even pushing it, and like, so they just like, I'm like, dude, just go get a job. Or like some people just want to be sponsored or have a skateboarding pay their way, or like they got some dream, and I'm like, you're gonna have to work for it with or without a sponsor, you know? Like, don't let skateboarding stop your development. Like, go get your license, go get a job, learn to work, because the truth is, like, even if you are a part of skateboarding, you got the dream and whatever, like people get sponsored, right? And they, like, I was sponsored and I got paid to skateboard and I did it for a long time, and then that ended, you know? And like, thank God I always had a work ethic. I'd never like really let skateboarding, but I know dudes that just skate all the time and they don't do anything else. And I'm like, I get that, but like, you're gonna want to grow old, so like, let's get some skills going, and then you'll be so busy that you might even actually attract a sponsor because you don't need them. You're just busy working, you know, and that's like, people want to work with people that are working, you know, that get their head down, they're trying to figure out their life, you know. I don't know. I get bummed because I know like there's dudes that are going from 20 to 30 and it's like they don't know what they're gonna do, and it's like, just do something, anything, latch on to something.
Have a backup plan.
Yeah, don't just drink, dude. Because I've been in the whole thing. Like, I've been skating for so long, dude. Some of those dudes just like drank the whole time. Even when they were making money and they were sponsored, they thought it was gonna last forever, and they became like alcoholics or like a drug addict, or just wasted their money on stupid shit. And then like, they had no skills because they were getting paid to skateboard and they weren't doing anything like working jobs or anything. And now they're like older and they just have to like figure it out. And I'm just like, yeah, like, you're on a oasis and dreaming, and it's amazing, but like, you got to keep developing as a human still. Like, you can't let skateboarding hinder you. I've had people that said that, though. Like, I guess it goes the other way, though. Some people are so thankful that skateboarding kept them like not in an office job, because like an office job is like a hell to some people, you know?
Yeah. I got people that say that shit to me, like, how can you sit there all day? You know what I mean? Just like, how can you do it? Like, it's just, fuck, man. Like, I don't know.
I could never do that.
In an office?
Brad looked at me like, how could you do that all day? And I'm just like,
I tried the 9 to 5 like office thing. Nah, it wasn't for me.
I tried too. It's hard for me. Some people just aren't wired for it, I don't think. I could do it, but it was like hard for me to like keep doing it, so it was really hard.
I would feel more tired at the end of the day after sitting down than if I was like up actually like busting my ass all day.
Yeah.
Like it would mentally fatigue me, or like maybe I just didn't move enough, so like my body was shot.
The funny thing is lately I've been doing a lot of office work though. Like, I tried to avoid it and now it's coming back, Ryan. The paperwork comes back.
Yeah. And look, it's helped me though, because like the shit that I've learned on my office job, like working with spreadsheets and stuff like that, like only helps me even more, like with the accounting side of this company.
Yeah.
Brad will tell you, I've sat him down and tried to explain the accounting side of the business and show him the formulas and shit. He's just like, oh, man.
I understand numbers. I can look at numbers and understand if you put them in a fucking Excel spreadsheet, and like I just want to blow my face off, bro. I can't do it, dude. It's not for me. Like, show me, count the money in front of me, but don't show it to me on a computer screen.
Dude, I went full business on him when I was having my son Grayson, because like I put together like a handover document and like had like a training session. I was like, okay, here's all the things you're gonna have to take care of while I'm like, because I'm having a baby, I'm not gonna be around, so like you're gonna have to be my backup. You know?
Plan B, bro.
Yeah. But he had like this like Word document with all this shit, and I gave him like the spreadsheet, and you just kind of look in his face. He's just like, please come back.
I never once looked at that document again.
No, I know. I was calling you the day.
I just did it.
I think I called you the day he was born. I went outside and I was like, okay, did you talk to this shop?
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. That's the thing, is like, you got to realize that you get what you want, dude. And like, if you want to own a skateboard business, it's a skateboard business, so you got to handle all those responsibilities. There's like stuff you got to do that you don't always want to do. It's good to have a partner to like balance it out, because you guys can ration out the work, you know, and figure out your strong suits and stuff. It takes a lot of help.
Thank God for technology, man. I mean, we obviously we both have day jobs, but we're on our phone basically just back and forth, like every day, all day. Okay, like, oh, this is done. Like, oh, we gotta do this, you know?
Yeah. How do you guys feel about the social media? I like the technology and the social media.
I think from a brand perspective, it's awesome. Specifically because like that's where most people's attention is most these days. It's kind of unfortunate to say it that way. Like, you can go to a skate park, there's somebody sitting down looking at Instagram, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I think it's rad from that. I will say that after I handle most of the social media, I should say.
Then your sponsor me takes the Brad.
Yeah, no, do it. I love it.
Spam them, bro.
But
I'm sending mine, dude. It's coming. It's gonna be VHS though. You're gonna have to figure out how to play that bitch.
bro, I'll send you a box. Yo, can you send me the VCR too? Oh man, but yeah, like I don't know. Now that I enjoy it, but like having a personal account and a business account, like I can't do that. Like I post to my personal Instagram like twice a year, maybe 3 times a year, depending on what I'm doing. You know what I mean? But,
yeah, because it's too much of your time.
Yeah, it's like I spend enough time on Instagram on my personal account. Now I have a business account where I feel obligated sometimes to be on social media.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, I just want to put the fucking phone down and ride my skateboard down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm super grateful he handles that part of the business and like when we started, I had manga going, so I had to do social media for that already. So I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna have my personal manga and Highwater, dude. There's just I like.
Tell me about manga.
Big manga. So,
yeah.
I mean,
because you guys supported the New England Am in the beginning for sure.
Yeah. So I ran that for about 3.5 years.
Nice.
So I seeded that. I mean, that was more of a passion project. I mean, Big Manga comes from my roots in New Zealand. It was a place that I used to go to with my friends called Mangawai, and we always called it Big Manga. And it was like this big surf place that we used to go. They got a skate park there with like a world-class bowl that I can barely get to the tile. But anyway, it was nostalgic for me. So I kind of wanted to create that, and I launched it. I'm trying to think of the actual year. I guess it would have been 2013.
Sure.
I think I launched it, and we launched it at the Newport Folk Festival. I remember, and we gave away a bunch of free T-shirts and shit. And then from there, really, I kind of evolved it into this skate, surf, and snow brand. I wanted to do all three, and I think we hit all the areas. I mean, definitely it became more heavy on the snow side, and like we got really involved. Like I used to go up and film snowboarders. Like that's like a whole nother fucking thing. Like going up with an HD rig and trying to like ride behind these dudes with a camera set up. It's wild, you know?
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
In England, like it's like -14 and like the batteries are fucking frozen. Like, what are you doing out here?
I've snowboarded once and it was fun as hell, but like it was a hard day. I kept eating so much shit.
Yeah, I think I was just like I really like I love the passion project, and it kept me feeling young. But I did it all myself, and I think it was amazing what we did over the 3 years, and then the relationships that I made and the shops that I met through that. When we started Highwater, it was just real natural that they were really into what we were trying to do with the skateboard company, and then basically I just made the decision that Highwater was doing well, and because it was doing well, we were doing more with it, and I had to make a decision. It was just one or the other, and Manga was doing great when I closed it down, but it was just, it was the right move to make.
Sounds like you had a good run. You enjoyed it.
Yeah. Dude, the hype. I met the best people, like, from all those areas, the surf, skate, and snow. Like, some of those kids are my best friends, and, like, yeah, it was sick.
That's sick, man. That's well, fuck, man. I guess how we could end it is maybe you guys could just plug where people could check out the Highwater stuff. Videos, are you on YouTube? What social medias, the website, all of it? Anybody?
Shameless self-promotion.
No, it's fine. I mean, I wanted them to check it out,
No, for sure. I mean, at Highwater Skateboards on Instagram.
Nice.
At Highwater Skates on Twitter, but you're just going to get the same shit on Instagram. Honestly, I'm lazy. We have a Vimeo account as well.
Nice.
So Highwater Skateboards on Vimeo. Man, a bunch of shops. I would love to name them all, but I'm afraid I'm going to miss one. I don't want to deal with that later.
Pretty much most shops on the Northeast right now. I mean, like, I think Maine, we're kind of light in, but, anywhere in Mass, New Hampshire, we're kind of starting to try and get into the Connecticut, hopefully, Rhode Island, like, we're trying to work our way there,
Nice. That's good, man. And you have a Vimeo. How often do you post?
Not very often anymore. I think the last thing we posted was 456, which we just dropped a few months back, which was like a 10-minute all SD video.
Nice.
It was super fun. But yeah, occasionally we'll do like little edits from trips and stuff, and we try to post them up there.
Right.
Yeah, you got the 456 video premiered online at on Low Card.
Oh, nice.
So that's on Low Card, but Armin from Orchard helped us out to premiere it, and that was sick. And I mean that was like the best part of
that night was rad
so far, because it was a great turnout. Like, everybody seemed hyped on the video. You know, we got to be part of that awesome scene. So, and all the dudes, the squad killed it. I mean, you know, whoever's seen that video, I'd hope that they give props to those dudes, because they killed themselves. So.
Where'd you premiere it?
It was Wonder Bar in Alston.
Oh, that place is sick, dude.
Yeah, it premiered with Cameron Dumain's video, Thanks Again.
Oh,
so
right.
It was a solid night. There was a bunch of homies out.
Yeah.
That was a rad video, too. Shout out to all those dudes.
2x4 crew.
Choo.
Store dudes had a little thing in there, so yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Premieres are the fucking sickest, dude. That's the thing, is like, even if you weren't to make DVDs, you should always do a premiere too, because the events are like the sickest part. Like the skate events, the jams, all that stuff is like what makes it worth it, you know? And then video parts, obviously, so making the videos, you know? It's weird that, I don't know, like, no one's gonna do DVDs. There's no, like, do you have a DVD player?
Nah.
I have like Xbox One.
There you go. Can you play it in there? That thing's ancient, huh?
So. I don't know.
Dude.
I haven't played one in so long.
That's cool, man. You guys are awesome, and thanks for supporting skateboarding and giving back to it, and with your time and your efforts, and building the Stoke and Flames. And I don't know, I love skateboarding so much. I love the skateboarding world and community and personalities, and you guys are part of it and kicking in. So thank you.
Thank you for having us too. This is awesome.
No worries.
It's been fun. Really appreciate it.
Hell yeah. All right, 1 second.
Cool, man.